I committed on the last episode to going through the fan mail. I'm just going to answer a few questions. Labeling your partner, and I'm going to go with narcissist. Submitting to your husband. Triggers versus cognitive distortions, guys. Ooh, this might trigger you and put you into your own distortion. 90% of marriages fail.
And when you're sending fan mail, can you tell me if anyone else says couple few or just my husband?
I make up my own shit. So
I just want to know if anyone else says it. Because we're also from different sides of the country that we're from, and I never heard it until you. A couple few. Yeah. Also too?
I don't like also too, that's for sure.
I don't say that.
All right, guys. So first thing I see here is there's a number of you wanting to understand and know about coaching. Okay, so there's a lot of things that we do. We coach from a very low level to a very extremely high level. We do one-off, either just one spouse is in, or we do both partners that are in. We're even coaching young men. I don't think we started with young women on your side.
We have the program.
Good. But not
building, but it's not something that we have put out to the public.
Right. We've recently put our young men's program out, and it's wonderful. The two young men just joined this last week, and they're working with their dad, and he's doing the adult program. Super cool. And I talked to a man yesterday about doing corporate for his office. So why? Because everything is relationship. Everything in, your life involves some sort of relationship. I mean, even if you're not talking about business or your marriage for obvious reasons, I mean, you want to get in a relationship with people who are doing better than you. So yes, we coach on all kinds of levels, and the easiest way to get a hold of us, obviously, is to either shoot us a DM on Instagram. I'm Cass Foster Morrow. Kathryn is Kathryn Morrow online. Or you can just go to our app. That's go.morrowmarriage.com. And if you send us a DM, we'll probably put you through an application process. There's a lot of you, okay? Now, there is, my husband thinks porn is fine. There's I think 3 in here about porn. We have addressed porn a lot lately, and that reminds me of a couple other questions that the topics don't matter. You guys, if you know anything about us, I'm going to tell you something right now. Get to fucking work. If you can't scroll through titles and listen to some episodes, you're trying to pick and choose, you're not going to have the new marriage. And you're following us because you want what we have. Kathryn said that beautifully recently. And if you don't want to do everything that we say, then you won't have what we have. So rather than sending in dumb questions, no offense, about what can I do about this? Can you talk about that? Can you just go listen to episodes? We put out 3 a week for a reason, okay?
We've talked about everything.
We talk about everything, and we're cycling
But we do
back.
still want fan mail. My husband comes off like this sometimes. He loves you guys.
I'm an asshole.
He's an asshole.
I love you, but I'm an asshole.
Your questions.
If you don't want to push your own car, though, I'm not going to get out and push your car with you.
No, he'll just push your shopping cart into you.
So if you say, I listened to the episode on your shopping cart, yeah, you got me there. But if you do this, if you say, my husband watches porn, blah, 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 I listened to this episode and go deeper, that is a question where you're learning and growing, okay? But if it's just answering your question that we've already talked about 1,000 different ways,
this is a good one.
I think we did this topic already.
We did, but I think that obviously people need to talk about it more.
Marriages being ruined from children. Okay, we did some recent episodes on that. It's a great example, though. What do you want to know about? What do you want to know about? Because sometimes you're talking about blended families. Sometimes you're talking about too many kids' activities. Sometimes you're talking about, like, our little fucker Riddick sleeps in the bed and, but you know what?
Kicks Cass in the head.
Kicks me in the head every night. But you know what? I love the little fucker. He cuddled me. I woke up to him cuddle me one time recently. That was cute. So that's a great example, guys. I want you to go deeper. In fact, you know what? I'm going to save the commitment episode for the next. Let's just see if we can get some real questions here, okay? My partner is excited for me to get home to relieve him of parental duties less than he is for me to be home. How do I express that hurts? He's an avoidant. Okay, we talked about avoidance lately, so I want you to go listen to that episode. But I believe that most of the time, let's say that you're dealing with an avoidant, okay? Probably they weren't avoiding you in the beginning.
Can I interrupt? It's not about him being an avoidant.
No, it's not.
He actually, the issue is, okay, so first of all, what is he feeling? He's probably feeling stressed with the kids all day. Second thing is, why are you not an exciting thing for him? What happened to the connection? He's not excited for you to get home because you don't have a connection. He's just excited to be relieved because that's the next best thing. That's what I think. There's no connection there.
I agree. Does porn form erectile dysfunction? We talked about this recently. Yes, it does. Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean if your husband has erectile dysfunction, it does not mean he's watching porn.
Oh, good point. That's
so
a good
don't be
point.
like, the Morrows said that this is from porn. No, we did not. It is one of the symptoms.
Here's the one that was about the husband using our podcast against her because he cheated.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thanks for saying it's a great podcast. I love the dating idea. See, this is awesome. It's exactly what I'm talking about. I love the dating idea. However, I would love to hug or hold my husband's hand, but then he wants sex and I get accused of leading him on. Okay, this is great because see, this is what I'm talking about. She listened to the dating episode, the 7 types of dates, and now she's going deeper.
Look, this is all the way from the Middle East, this question.
I love it. We're in like 145 countries now or something.
Wow.
All right, so this is a great question. So your husband is feeling disconnected physically, and what just like you're not ready for sex, okay? When you hold a hand to him, that means maybe a kiss. And if you kiss, maybe that's a cuddle. To accept a flirt and banter back and forth is like sweet. It's working your way up the rejection ladder. But when we want sex, we can connect it all the way back. Like, and that's how our brains work as men. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like the reel that we both have put out. Like if you want your wife to start walking around half naked again, stop trying to jump her every time she is. It's because any open door or even a crack in the window, your husband wants to go for more because he loves you. So a naked body is not an invitation to be touched.
But see, she said naked body, and I'm already thinking about
he's
doing
already
things
thinking,
to it. Okay,
right? And so that it's for men, you know, a hand hold is there's an open window or an open door for a kiss, but he already is thinking 10 doors down the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, I have this table in mind right now already.
In your home, but like door after door after door, the end result is that. Same with naked body means, oh my gosh, maybe I can touch it, maybe I can do this, maybe, and then it's a man's brain is wanting to be with you. But the beautiful thing, the silver lining on this thing that's frustrating for you and frustrating you is that he still wants you, and that is a blessing. It is frustrating sometimes because your husband, he probably is starving for attention. If a handhold makes him want to jump your bones, that means that he's not getting enough physical touch. I'm guilty of that because my husband needs to be touched all the time. I don't need to be touched all the time. And so when I do, that's why when I just said, like, now he's already like shaking the table. Can we do it on the table? It's because I'm not touching him enough. He's starving for me, which is a blessing. I'm glad that he's starving for me and not starving for whoever lives next door, because I'd also be in jail.
I'll be in jail.
I'll kill her.
Okay, so now that you understand that, what you can do is be more open with your communication, right? And what you want to do is you can, if he literally thinks you're leading him on, he might not though. He might just be like using that against you.
Yeah.
But if that's what he's saying, that's what you get to go off of. See, if we get better at saying what we want and what we need and what we hear, like clarifying. So baby, if I understand correctly, when I hold your hand, it makes you feel like sex is coming and that gets you kind of too revved up. You know, it's hard because we're not intimate enough. Now you can open the door. You can have a real conversation. You can clarify.
Open the door for conversation,
yes.
Not open the next door that your husband's trying to go in.
Yes. So now that he says, well, yes, I want you, he might even be angry and aggressive because that's how it goes sometimes. Then what you can do is say, thank you for sharing that with me. Can I share with you why I want to hold your hand? And fuck, man, she just touched me and described all of that. Some of us needed to hear that and understand that for so long, that those little touches make up for not having sex 5 times a day. Okay? That's literally how our brain works.
Some of you are like, oh my gosh, my husband needs sex 5 times a day too.
Yeah.
So many men think that they need sex 5 times a day because they want that physical connection, and they really they want love, they want attention. And we as women suck. We speak it, you know, the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. That's what that whole book is about. We are not even from the same planet. So what women need, men don't necessarily give us all the time. What men need, I have to have intention about it. I like touching your bicep. Like, it's actually nice.
It's actually like she's never touched it.
It's actually really nice. Well, I don't do it enough. So I'm like, wow, why don't I do this more?
No, I don't know. It's a little lower to the right. Okay. So essentially now, once you have that conversation, it doesn't mean because remember, there's a lot of hurt going on. There's a lot of pain going on here. So what that means though is you now at least have the real issue. See, he knows that you want to feel connected, like you just want to be close to him, but you're not ready to go all the way. Maybe that opens the door for another conversation, okay? And then as that happens, you guys get closer. You can climb that ladder together.
And
Okay?
when you are closer and you can connect, you can do something called a stat response. So you have to be connected, otherwise he's going to feel like you're patronizing him. But so when I hold your hand, you're thinking about me holding your. Oh, now I see where this is going. That's a stat
And if
response.
we weren't on camera right now, she'd be grabbing it right now. Okay.
And so that's a stat response. So it's bringing light and adventure to the issue that's happening right now. You don't want to distract your partner from the issue, but it's redirecting the conversations, building more connection. You can't make a comment like that though when it's in actual chaos, because that would have seemed patronizing.
That's right, yeah. And there were times when we literally went through exactly what you're describing. It's hard because you're both feeling, like she was feeling so disconnected emotionally. In fact, so disconnected and the weight of my emotional abuse, okay, on her. And I was feeling so physically disconnected, okay, that we're all taking things personal. We're all, we're both defending ourselves. We're both. And so there were times when I believe that exact thing where she grabbed my junk and was like, oh, you like that? Where I got so angry because I was like, well, it's not going to go anywhere, when it probably would have gone somewhere right there if I would have done my own stat response instead of acting like a douche, right? So I like to break shit. Well, I don't like to. It's just that's what I used to be. And we're having fun with that line.
We are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I hope that helps you guys. Please continue to bring the family on the questions. I don't want to downplay it. I want you to understand. I want to take you to the next level. And if you're not even looking at the foundation that we've laid for you with almost 300 podcast episodes.
Oh, there's some gold in there.
Yeah,
sometimes.
One of the number one search term for marriage last year, 2024, gaslighting.
Really?
Episode 200 of our podcast, guys, and you guys are searching it on fucking Google. Like, go listen to it. Then come back with a real question pertaining to your situation, going deeper. That's how we can help you if you're not in our programs. Okay? Because we love it. We love coaching you. We love helping you. But if we're just saying the same shit because we need foundational stuff to happen, then like the stat response is a good example.
We've talked about the stat response a lot, but I just gave an example of a stat response that you could give.
That's right.
So that's a good question. How can I do a stat response that was in episode XYZ in this situation?
That's wonderful.
Stack them together. That makes us excited.
Yeah.
Some of you guys are really keen and you love homework and you're going to go give us some really good questions.
Especially the ones that are still watching on the weekends and not taking breaks. You're my favorite. All right. See you next time.
Bye.